You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters, with thanks to Wexford Insurances. Wexford Insurances. More information at wexfordinsurance.com.
I'm joined now by founder of Wexford-based national brand Good Food Ireland, Margaret Jeffares. What is Good Food Ireland?
Well, Good Food Ireland is a collection of all the best food places around the island of Ireland that are committed to using local food and supporting local farmers, food producers and fishermen, and delivering to their customers an authentic Irish food experience.
Then where did the idea originate from?
I suppose it was something that evolved, Karl. I've been in tourism marketing for 25 years and being involved in the industry and understanding the needs of the industry and also understanding the changing international market tourists coming into this country, and also very much recognising the needs for farmers living here on a farm and how farmers have had to diversify to create new market opportunity, be it dairy farmers going into ice cream making, for example. So it was really just recognising the needs of the industry, and I thought very much that I needed to, or there was a major gap, should I say, to link the food producer and the farmer with the hospitality sector, as in the restaurants and the hotels, that were committed to using that local food experience and sell that and market that as a product under a brand to the international visitor and the domestic holidaymaker.
And what's your own background, Margaret?
Tourism marketing, and I came to Wexford 19 years ago to get married to Des Jeffares on the farm where he grows blackcurrants in Ballykelly. My first job in Wexford was in White's Hotel for the late John and Anne Small as sales and marketing manager, and then I went on then after that to develop the National Heritage Park and do a big project out there before I set up in self-employment in 2000.
Tell me about the first few years for Good Food Ireland. How easy were they?
Easy, not easy at all. I suppose I was mad. I needed my head examined. It was a very pioneering idea. It was something very big. I had no idea at the time how big it was. It was just something that I hugely believed was necessary in this country and was such an obvious gap and was such a simple thing to do. So the idea was so simple, but I also thought it was a simple thing to do when I realised it wasn't at all. You know, it was getting the vision out there and testing it amongst the customers and testing it amongst the industry providers. So I suppose the first thing I had to do was to develop a brand, and a brand with standards, which I did. And then I brought that on a roadshow around the country and presented my vision to the industry and said to them, look guys, am I up a gum tree here, or do you think this is a good thing for us to do for Ireland and to deliver business and economic opportunity back into your pockets? So there was fantastic support, overwhelming support to be honest with you. And I started off 6 months later with 70 founding provider businesses. And what I mean by that is in Good Food Ireland, we have everything from a B&B to a 5-star hotel to restaurants, pubs, cafes, cookery schools and food shops. Everything that the food lover would actually want to have an experience around food.
What's the approval process that a company or a provider has to go through?
Well, the criteria for the brand is really based on that philosophy that was within my vision in the beginning, that to deliver this authentic Irish food experience. So the hospitality sector, as in the restaurants and hotels, they have to be using Irish food and supporting Irish farmers and local food producers in their restaurant and in their food operations. So the criteria, you have to have Irish beef. You have to serve. It's just a given. You have to serve Irish beef. And then you have to have a commitment to using all of the other local food producers, as in the fruits, the vegetables, and the other primary proteins like our lamb and our pork and our chicken. And there are restrictions. There's no question. There are restrictions with regard to using local in certain geographic areas around the island. But, we say local, but it's not just local. It's local Irish, to be honest. And in the case of Northern Ireland, it's local and Irish and Northern Irish. So it is a cultural thing. If you can remember that Good Food Ireland is a food tourism solution. So it's about giving that tourist or the Irish holidaymaker that authentic Irish food experience, that Irish story. So, for example, that when they come to Wexford, they should be able to eat Wexford mussels because we're famous for them. They should be able to get Wexford strawberries on their menus. So it's about promoting the best of the regions and the best food of the regions. And it's, there's Martin Shanahan. I just noticed him on television during the week, and he was up in Dublin, and he said, I've gone to Dublin to find, Molly Malone's cockles and mussels, and he went out to Host to find them, and he couldn't find them on on menus. But that is what it's all about. And Martin is a founding provider in Good Food Ireland. So these are the fantastic people that I represent.
You've built a great brand with Good Food Ireland. What were the challenges along the way in building that?
I suppose the concept in certain areas was so pioneering in that, first of all, it was pioneering within the industry, because the reality of the situation is there is only a small element of the industry that is committed to using local Irish food. As Ireland, as a country, we export €6 billion worth of food, but we import 5 billion. So where is this 5 billion euros worth of food going in? It is going in, certainly, to some of our restaurants and some of our hotels. So the reality of the situation is that the industry that is committed to using local food and supporting our producers locally is in the minority. We are not going to be the 10,000 restaurants that are going to be in this country. We are always going to be in the minority. But we want to grow that. If we can make Good Food Ireland as the benchmark group for that commitment to local food, I hope that we will educate and help other members or other industry people, should I say, the restaurants and the hotels, to try to aspire to doing that. But the whole situation is they will do it if there's an economic value in doing it. And it has been said to me over the years, why would I take Thai chicken fillet off my menu when I can buy it for 50 cents less than an Irish chicken fillet, and my customer doesn't even care? So it's all about, this is much bigger than Good Food Ireland, this whole vision. This is a cultural thing that we must look at in Ireland, and it's a choice. It's a personal, individual choice that everybody's got to make. There are huge challenges, much, much greater and wider, and cultural challenges on how we perceive our own food. So that was huge. Then obviously within the trade, and then working with the government agencies, and obviously as an industry marketing group, it was very important for us to collaborate with Tourism Ireland internationally in our promotions, and Fáilte Ireland and Northern Ireland Tourist Boards domestically. So it was very, very important to collaborate with them and to fit in with their strategies. So the whole marketing strategy for Good Food Ireland was to promote the people behind the food, so the cheesemaker or the chef, because Ireland is marketed internationally as the island of character and characters, because our scenery and our people are the two key drivers for visitors in this country. Therefore, when we did our promotions, we pushed the cheesemaker's face out there, and we brought the cheesemaker and we brought the chef out into the international market, and we got the consumer and the visitor to meet them. So it was very much in line. Therefore, Tourism Ireland, Fáilte Ireland, NITB, they all worked very closely with us because we were delivering the end product.
So from the very beginning, how supportive were Tourism Ireland?
To be honest, they were very, very good. At the end of the day, industry's got to get up off their backsides, and they've got to do it for themselves. The brief of Tourism Ireland is to market the island of Ireland internationally. So we came in as an industry behind them. So they were absolutely delighted. So they're marketing the destination. I was very fortunate at the time, around the time I launched Good Food Ireland, Ireland was going through a brand review. And I was very fortunate to sit on the government-appointed group for the Ireland brand strategy. So I was able to influence the role of food in the international, or in that brand strategy internationally. So with that, food became an integral part of all the Ireland advertising and marketing campaigns. And then when we went overseas, Tourism Ireland marketed Ireland, and then we were there as the industry group saying, now, when you come to Ireland and you want that Irish authentic food experience, this is the network of businesses you use. You look out for the Good Food Ireland sign, you look for the Good Food Ireland touring map, you go on the Good Food Ireland website to book your restaurants in advance, and drive the business into our network of businesses in Ireland.
And what has Good Food Ireland done in relation to reaching the consumer across the country?
To start off with, the only way we could get out there was through events. It was the most cost-effective way. At the end of the day, we were a very small little business with this massive, big idea. We didn't have the money. We didn't have any financial backers. We just had an idea, and we ran with it. And so we did it through events. So we tagged on to small little festivals. And at the time, there were very, very few food festivals around the country. So we partnered, for example, with the Curragh for the Irish Derby, and it's the Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby in association with Good Food Ireland, and we have an exclusive Good Food Ireland village for Derby Day. So that is fantastic in that we brought the message out to the consumer, we brought our chefs, we brought our food producers out to the customer, and we told our story, and it was absolutely fantastic. The whole response from the Irish people was literally, our members were being congratulated, and our hands were being shook. It was quite special. So all of that and all the support from the from the industry providers is what drives me every day. And I'm constantly asked, because it's not as if we have a load of money or it's easy. It's not at all easy. It's really, really difficult. But it's the people behind the organisation and the people that are in the organisation and the customers and the wonderful feeling that you get when you go out to a customer and you tell the story of what you're trying to do. The support is overwhelming.
What's the ambition for Good Food Ireland over the next few years?
The next few years to me are going to be really, really exciting because the first few years have been about building the brand and building an industry under that brand. And we now have 522 businesses that we need to bring out to the consumer. So it's exciting in that we're at the moment developing our second generation website, which is really, really going to be an innovative website in that an element of it will be all about trip planning. And there isn't anything like this in Ireland at the moment for international visitors or for our own Irish consumers. So you can literally put in your favourite places and where to go and develop your own itinerary around Ireland. Or you can just find out where you want to go for a weekend and you want to stay in some nice accommodation or eat out in a local restaurant beside them. So it's all about bringing that food experience, that authentic food experience to the customer. And then as well about much more strongly promoting our gift vouchers to the customers as well, because our gift vouchers are unique. You can use them in any of those 522 businesses, from buying meat in a butcher shop or to cheese at a farmer to staying in a luxury 5-star hotel. So it is a unique offer. And then with the new website as well, we're going to be developing an online shop, and we're hoping to sell Irish local artisan food internationally, starting off with the European market. So there's actually a huge amount of scope now, but the whole concentration in the next few years is now getting Good Food Ireland to the customer.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me this morning, and I wish Good Food Ireland and yourself the best of luck in the future. If you've just joined us, you're welcome along to South East Radio's Business Matters with me, Karl Fitzpatrick. You can contact the show today by emailing businessmatters@southeastradio.ie. Coming up after the break, I'll be speaking to Aidan Shine, Assistant CEO of the South East Business Innovation Centre, about how startup businesses can access private investor funding, so stay tuned.
You're listening to South East Radio's Business Matters with thanks to Wexford Insurances. Wexford Insurances, #1 for business insurance in County Wexford.